Ford is serious about making Bronco an actual sub-brand family of vehicles and has given us not only the big, bad, ultimate off-roading Bronco 2-door and 4-door models, but also this, a smaller, more everyday-friendly, crossover-based off-roader, the 2021 Bronco Sport. It doesn't have the crazy off-road systems of the bigger Bronco, or the Desert Runner shock absorbers, or the twin-locking differentials, or the removable doors, or convertible top, or any of the serious equipment meant to make the Bronco fight the Jeep Wrangler. Think of it more this way. The big Bronco is what you have an adventure in. It's a base camp, an overlander, a machine that becomes an integral part of whatever it is you're doing. The Bronco Sport is what you use to get to where the adventure starts. Take it to the beach loaded up with surf equipment, or to the trailhead full of mountain bikes, but don't necessarily take it out on the trail itself. The Bronco Sport can go deep into the wild, just not quite as deep as the bigger Bronco 2-door and 4-door. That make sense? On the outside, the same designers that worked their magic on the big Bronco were also the ones charged with making the Bronco Sport look like it fit into the family, and they've done an admirable job of it. It shares the same design cues as its bigger brother, such as round headlights flanking a one-piece script grille, peaked fenders, single-piece taillights, and a squared-off body. That upright profile is no accident. It's meant to help maximize interior room for passengers and cargo, with that safari roof treatment translating into room for the cargo area to stuff in 2 full-size mountain bikes. Roof rails are standard, enabling owners to mount racks or even a rooftop tent. And the liftgate is a 2-piece affair, marking the return of flip-up back glass for adding things into the cargo area without having to open up the entire door. It also features floodlights and an optional work table in the cargo area for helping set up camp at night. A selection of 17 or 18-inch wheels is available, with 28.5 and 29-inch all-terrain tires available on higher trim levels. Powering the Bronco Sport is a standard turbocharged 1.5-liter EcoBoost 3-cylinder engine, making a Ford-estimated 181 horsepower and 190 pounds-feet of torque. A turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, making 245 horsepower and 275 pound-feet of torque, will be optional. Both are mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, with the 2-liter engine getting the select shift paddle function and a transmission cooler for more strenuous off-road work. If these powertrains sound familiar, it's because they're largely the same as the ones found in the Ford Escape, on which the Bronco Sport is loosely based. The 4-wheel drive system gets a central differential cooler and a twin-clutch rear drive unit for the top off-road trim level, with the ability to direct torque independently to each rear wheel, good for high-speed sandy off-road conditions. Depending on trim level, you can also specify a more robust off-road suspension, with uniquely tuned front struts with hydraulic rebound stops and 45mm diameter monotube rear shocks, some of the largest in the class. Combined with a softer spring setup, it's meant to help the Bronco Sport be more capable and comfortable out in the wild. It may not be the ultimate adventure machine that the bigger Bronco is, but it's still likely much more capable than just about any other compact utility vehicle out there, with the possible exception of Jeep's various trail-rated trim levels. Bronco Sport features a number of best-in-class off-road statistics, 8.8 inches of ground clearance for one. It also features best-in-class suspension articulation according to Ford, as well as a maximum 23.6 inches of water fording ability, a 30.4 degree approach angle, 33 degree breakover, and 20.5 degree departure angle. It's also built to survive when those angles don't quite line up with the obstacle in front of you, featuring 4 steel bash plates and available frame-mounted front tow hooks. Like the bigger Bronco, the Bronco Sport features the GOAT system, which stands for Goes Over Any Type of Terrain, according to Ford. It's a selectable electronic terrain response system that adjusts a number of vehicle features automatically to optimize the Bronco Sport for the conditions in which it finds itself. Those modes include Normal, Eco, Sport, Slippery, and Sand, with the top off-road trim also adding Mud and Ruts and Rock Crawl. It can tie in the onboard cameras to help you spot what's around you, and it can automatically engage the 4x4 lock and rear differential lock when needed. Inside, this is definitely not an Escape. The ruggedized, chunky industrial Bronco look carries down into the Bronco Sport really quite well. Front and center is an 8-inch touchscreen curiously running Sync 3, not the latest Sync 4 like a lot of the new 2021 Ford models are receiving. It does feature Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, with available Ford Plus Alexa and SiriusXM satellite radio. The interior also receives a ruggedized washout rubber flooring option, and another for the cargo area that extends the rubberized floor covering to the second row seat backs. An available MOLLE strap and hook kit is also available for attaching accessories to the front seat backs for easy access via straps or carabiners. The Ford Copilot 360 safety system is included with the Bronco Sport, including automatic emergency braking, forward collision warning, blind spot information system, lane keep assist, and more. 2 additional levels of Copilot 360 are also available, with increasing levels of semi-autonomous driving ability. Like Jeep, Ford has decided to call its Bronco Sport trim levels something other than simply XL, XLT, Limited, etc., and is instead going for a naming convention based on American national parks. There will be 5 trim levels to start with for the Bronco Sport, starting with the base model and upgrading to the Big Bend, Outer Banks, and the ultimate Bronco Sport with all the top off-road capability, the Badlands model. It's the one that gets the more powerful 2-liter engine, advanced 4x4 system, upgraded suspension with a 1-inch lift, larger diameter off-road dampers, GOAT 7-mode drive system, underbody bash plates, and second-row underseat storage bin. Additionally, Ford will produce 2,000 first edition units that combine the Badlands powertrain goodies with the Outer Banks luxury interior and some unique first edition trim accents. Starting price for the new Bronco Sport will be just a few $100s less than the bigger Bronco, $29,650 including destination fee to start. And like the bigger Bronco, you can reserve your Bronco Sport right now at Ford.com for the grand total reservation special price of just $100. It'll be arriving in showrooms considerably sooner than the Bronco too, with an expected delivery date of later this year as opposed to spring 2021 for the big Bronco. So if you're looking for something not quite as burly and beefy as a full-on Bronco off-roader, but still like to adventure places with lots of gear, a smaller, more efficient, reasonable Bronco Sport might just be your speed. If you'd like to learn more about Ford's new family of 4x4 SUVs, you can look everything up at cars.com.